Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax. We're in full cowboy today because we're talking about DL, down low men, discreet men, men who aren't gay, who swear they aren't gay. We're talking about married men. We're talking married to women, I should say. Now that gay marriage is a thing, married men means something different, hopefully, in the future. But in this context, it still means married to women and interacting in the gay community. Because the gay community is just so dang inclusive that we got everybody. We got straight guys. We got literally everyone. Now, this video is basically a message to discreet and married gay men who are in the closet, who never plan on coming out, that sort of thing. But it's also like a warning and a message to anyone who is out and proud, who might fetishize or have like a fetish for these kind of guys, or, oh, I really want to be with them and stuff like that. You don't, and I'll explain why. But yeah, basically no hate, no judgment. I get life is complex and difficult, and that there are a million ways to express who you are. And, if you don't see yourself being out and proud or, out of the closet, that's your choice. I would never force anyone out, especially if you're in a place where it's just not safe, or frankly, you just don't want to do it. But I will be giving some general advice and basically my experience with this kind of thing. So yeah, here we go. So we all start out as DL, whether we like it or not, in most ways, unless you come out at like 5 years old and you have no problems with it and everybody accepts you. Great, I'm glad for you. But the vast majority of us have some experience being in the closet, not really being comfortable with ourselves, coming to terms with who we are, trying to figure out what this means. The idea of having like a wife and kids is like a fantasy that just won't be reached. A lot of us sort of come to terms with these things slowly, and it's really hard. It's, devastating in many ways. But for some of us, we never get further. We stay DL for the rest of our lives. We're just in the closet. It's something that kind of affects us forever, and we never get over it. And I'm sure that in the community, whether you've been on Grindr, whether you have just been on Tinder or something, you have interacted with somebody who is DL, who is down low, discreet. Maybe they were married to a girl. Maybe they were, the pastor's son. There are a million reasons why people decide to stay in the closet. It might not be safe for them, all of that kind of stuff. However, these DL men are quite interesting in a number of ways. One of the things that makes discreet men or down low men, I'm just going to call them DL men for the rest of this, down low, discreet, they're in the closet, they're maybe dating women or married to a woman, but they're gay. I'm sorry if that's a news to you, but anyway, something you learn very early on is that DL men have quite a few traits that are not exactly very desirable. They don't want to talk about emotions. They don't want to talk about relationships or connections because in their minds, they can't have that. So they've blocked that off. And some people find that quite attractive, like, oh, that like real tough masculine, I'm not going to tell you my feelings. That like some people are really drawn to that. And as a result, in the gay community, there is a huge interest in DL men. There's a lot of explicit material that focuses on being DL, being straight, hanging out with your straight buddies. There is a lot of talk on the internet. There's a lot of, fan fiction. There's all kinds of stuff like that have to do with men who are DL being very, very attractive to the gay community in general. And I think part of it is like, you like what you can't have. You're like, oh, that's unattainable. They're straight. I wish they were, what if they were gay? Or, what if I could have them or sneak around with them or whatever. And I think a lot of us connect DL men with, our early experiences coming to terms with our sexuality. We tend to look at them and go like, oh man, like I remember what that was like. And I remember when I was still trying to figure it all out. And I wish I could go back to that period of time. Um, and that can be a problem for many reasons. But essentially, being gay means that you will be interacting with DL men basically forever. Since I came out, I have constantly had people who message me and they're like, "Hey, I'm straight, but we should hang out sometime," or we should do something. My wife's not home, whatever. I even had like one of my friends' dads proposition me once. It's a story for another time, but it really opened my eyes to this whole world of, because being gay has been unacceptable for such a long time, you have people at every single generation, every walk of life, every political class, every social class, every religion. You have people who, for one reason or another, are not going to come out and who need to keep it down low, who need to keep it quiet, who cannot be out and proud, who cannot have an open relationship, who cannot be open in the sense of like people know about it, not like an open relationship as in like, you're seeing other people and you're all happy with that arrangement. I'm talking about just open to the world. Sorry, I should clarify my terms. Yeah, but you will encounter these people forever. My advice to you, if you are someone who is out or you hope to be out one day, you hope to be like out and proud to be gay, happy to be who you are, my advice to you is to just very politely tell these people you're not interested, because they are so much more work than they're worth. They're not looking for a relationship. I'm not saying that they're worthless people. I'm just saying for what you're looking for, if you're looking to be open and out and proud of who you are and exhibit that and, find somebody that you love or find, an open relationship that you enjoy, whatever it may be, just stay away from DL men. Politely just say, "I'm sorry, this really isn't my arrangement. This is not what I'm looking for. I wish you all the best. Have a good one." On the whole, DL men do not leave their wives for you. They're not gonna come out for you. They aren't gonna stand up for you if you guys are hanging out and something happens. They will be the first one out of the room. They are emotionally stymied in many ways because of society, because of their upbringing, because of so many systematic things that is not their fault. They are really stuck in one place. And if you are someone who is hoping to have more in your life and do more and be more, getting involved with a down low guy, especially if they are married or in other commitments that don't involve you, it's just a recipe for disaster. It usually almost always ends poorly, ends badly. Gossip, drama, all kinds of things, broken hearts, broken homes, all kinds of stuff like that. So my advice for you, if you are a proud to be gay, bisexual person, just stay away from down low men, discreet men. Don't sleep with married men. It's not the vibe. It's not the move. It's 2024. It's the 2020s. We don't need to be ruining people's marriages unnecessarily. I would just really try and find people who are proud to be with you, who are proud to walk down the street holding your hand. Sure, there is this allure of the straight boy and like this whole DL thing, like, oh, he's so sexy, he's straight. He's not straight. He's not straight. I don't care what he says. He's not straight. And I get that there's like this allure to it, but that's fun for a night. It's not even fun for a night. It's fun for about 4 seconds, and then it really gets old. I promise you this. Find somebody who wants to be with you is my biggest piece of advice. If you are an out and proud gay person, or you hope to one day be an out and proud gay person, find somebody who loves you and will shout it from the rooftops. If you are a DL person, first of all, I am so sorry you are in this situation. I realize that oftentimes it's your family, it's society, it's the way you grew up, it's the way you were raised, it's the place that you live. If you live in a rural place like I do, it can be really, really hard to come out. It can be really hard to face discrimination, especially if you intend to live here for the rest of your life. I know a lot of gay men run to the cities, but for some of us, you know, being in the country is what we live and breathe. We live and breathe this stuff. We couldn't be anywhere else. And I get that. I get that it is so difficult to be out, especially if you're in a rural place, especially if you're in another country that does not even support your rights, that doesn't protect you in any way, shape, or form. So, first of all, I'm so sorry. If you are DL, you are probably DL for a reason. And this video is not meant to insult you. This video is not meant to be dragging you through the mud. You know, I want to say that first. Second thing, it can get better. You know, all of us in the gay community can resonate with what it feels like to stay in the closet, to have people not know who you are, to feel unsafe, like that you can't come out. So we do get it. I do get it. I understand, you know, the fear and the self-hatred and like just the I wish I wasn't this way. How can I be someone different? I get it. It is so unfair and it's not fun and it's not okay. So that's the first thing. I'm really sorry. The second thing, please don't start things with gay men and lead them on and, you know, pressure them or, you know, make them do things that they shouldn't be involved in. And if you are married and you have kids, look out for them, okay? Like, I get it, you know, you grew up in a time and a society that just, it wasn't okay to be gay. But you have kids, you have a wife, you have people in your life who I hope you care about. I'm sure you do. And you really got to think about them as well, you know, sneaking around, that kind of thing. It leads to all kinds of complicated conversations and difficult situations. I have actually witnessed a few of these things in person, unfortunately. And I can tell you that it's not fun for anybody. Nobody has a good time. Everyone leaves feeling pretty hurt and pretty bad. So my advice to you, if you are a DL and you have no intention of ever coming out of the closet, be careful, be respectful, try and honor the commitments that you've made. And if you can't keep these commitments up, maybe you shouldn't have them in the first place. And again, I'm really not trying to throw stones at someone's life that I don't understand. Like, I don't live your life. I haven't made your decisions. I haven't seen the world from your perspective. But I have seen the impact of the discrete community, and I have seen it firsthand. And it's not generally positive. It doesn't have a reputation for being very positive. Usually it just screws people up and makes people cry in the bathroom. So just think about it. And like I said to all of the gay and bi and queer people who are out or who plan to come out one day, be respectful. There's no reason to name call, to be unnecessarily mean. Have compassion, but at the same time, I really urge you to stay away from DL people. I really urge you to find people who want to be in the light with you, who don't want to be in the closet with you. That's my advice. That's what I've learned in my experience and in my worldview. It might not be your experience, but it's the only advice that I can give you. So that's my general thoughts on DL and married guys. I think I'm going to do another video sort of going into more of the like impact and what it's like from that perspective, because I sympathize with it and I understand it. But this is just like a bit of my 2 cents and advice on interacting with and hanging out with DL guys. Thank you for listening. Again, please keep it compassionate in the comments. Everybody has had a lot of life experience that is very different from our own, and it can be so easy to throw stones at someone because you just don't understand their life. If you grew up in the middle of New York City or Los Angeles or something, that's going to be quite different than if you grew up in Nebraska or Mali or Saudi Arabia. So keep the compassion going, be kind to people, and as always, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.